This is from the incident with the Rohypnol in my drink. So this is after I had survived
So they put the drink
that
in.
night.
They doped
This
you up.
is
So let me ask you a question. Not to cut you off. Let me ask you a question. I'm trying to get clarity on this so we can keep the viewers on track here, which with all
okay.
three of your books and how they came to be. What did they know about you and your demeanor in your drink? What did they know about you in general?
They knew that I worked hard, that I was focused on my studies, that I didn't go out, I didn't date anyone, I didn't have boyfriends, and that I had a lot of published poetry. So I would like in the local papers and things, and I'd won a lot of poetry awards back then. So that was kind of a laughing point. Probably they knew I was insecure about myself still.
It still didn't give them the right to do what they did. Let's move forward.
No,
Did you talk
there is
to
no.
did you talk to the authorities?
Yes, I talked to not the police. So yeah, Rohypnol is a different bag of worms. It's really trendy, and I have a beautiful story. There's actually a poem in the book called Rohypnol. So it wasn't going to be published because of that. And I said, "Oh no, no, no. We have been quiet about this way too long. You're calling it Rohypnol or like and that's that." So, and then there is a beautiful story of another young girl standing at a book signing. Just quickly, she stood at the book signing, holding my book, just like this, a pretty little blonde, and she said, "I didn't think there was words to explain what happened to me," and I was like, "That's healing in an instant. You can heal in an instant." It was so beautiful.
What do you mean she didn't think that like that can happen? So she had the same experience that you had?
But the words, right? So it's the words that heal us. We need to have words for these things that happen to us. And it's called mimesis in Greek. It's when the poet is writing at one point in life and the reader is reading it at another point in life, both people are transformed.
So
And
the victim and the
yeah.
perpetrator? The victim and the perpetrator?
No, the person reading the poem. So that girl who stood in line at that book signing who read that
Mhm.
poem, she
Yeah.
was healed by my words. See, there you cannot be happy and sad at the same time. I'm sure you know this. And it's the
Yeah.
same is when there is light, there can be no dark. But we haven't had words for these things. But they're so important. They're so important.
How do you transform? I'm trying to think of how to say this correctly,
Yeah,
politically correct. How do you
I
didn't
feel
go
you.
to the authorities on this. You didn't tell nobody about the other incidents that happened to you. You now shift your power into writing the outcome, but then the situation, but the outcome is like you just took a pen and paper and says, okay, I'm just going to release you from all of this. It happened to me. What was the end in your perspective from using your pen in your book? What was the purpose of it happening? Because when you said it happened, when it was happening before, there was a purpose. There seemed to be a reason for these things happening to you. So if you felt like that there's a reason these things happen to you, then you also have the conclusions as why it happened to you.
Absolutely. There's no question in my mind that the experiences that I've been through in my life are my gifts. And that is what I have to offer to other people. That girl standing there in line in the bookstore holding my book saying that that Rohypnol poem changed her life and gave her words for an experience that she wasn't processed. That means if she didn't read it or have the words for her experience, she would still be angry, bitter, unhealed. And then that's the vibration going out in the world. But it doesn't have to be like that anymore. We've been quiet about these things for too long. When it's on.
Isn't isn't that giving people the green light to continue to do what they do, knowing that you're just gonna individuals that's gonna take down a pen and paper and write their emotions down on a book and say, "Oh, it's all forgiven, it's all good."
So here's the thing. If you're not taking control of what's happening inside your body and in your mind, who is?
Yeah, that's true.
Then who is? So you're paying a price regardless. And your mind, my mind, that created that horror story of that night, which I wrote about all the time, is this same mind that can also create a love story about it. And at some point in your life, when the patterns stack up, you have to look at yourself. It's self inquiry, it's a whole practice. You have to go within and then decide for yourself. These things happened to me. I had no control. The rest of my life, from here on, I can create. I'm controlling the rest. I'm in charge.